Welcome back in one of the Bears Papa Please YouTube channel. Today is Saturday. It is March 1st. February flew by, and we are on to March for March Madness. We only have three more games for most of these teams in college basketball. Then we have conference tournament, and then March Madness selection is going to be in a couple weeks. So looking forward to all that madness up ahead. But we have to talk about the Friday night games that we had, and then we're going to talk about 5 games on Saturday, 3 player props as well. So let's talk about the games on Friday. Purdue minus 4.5. They just got done. Huge run with 4 minutes left in the game. I think it was 11-0 or 12-0 run against UCLA. It was 55-55, and then all of a sudden Purdue was up by double-digit points, and you couldn't hear Gus Johnson talking anymore. The Purdue building was absolutely electric. Purdue gets the cover minus 4.5. Iowa's still playing right now. Braden Smith, I just don't take unders. This is the reason I don't take unders. He was decent in the game at 13 points with like 8 minutes left, and Purdue was really struggling. I was hoping he'd just score some points so we can get the Purdue minus 4.5. And then he just knocked down back-to-back threes to end the game. So I think he finished with 20-plus in the game. So that was a loser. Kobe Johnson did get us on the board. He was 1-1 in the first half, and then I didn't have to keep watching him. So 1-1 in the first half, hit the 3 that we needed. So currently 2-1, looking for the Hawkeyes to close us out with a 3-1 day. But let's go take a look at the loaded slate of games on Saturday. Going to be a lot of SEC, going to be a lot of Big 12. Auburn going up against Kentucky. Kentucky's a good team, not a great team. The defense for Kentucky is atrocious. They gave up 82 points in their last game against Oklahoma. They needed Owe to score 30 points on the road against Oklahoma in the last game with Butler, with Bree, and with Jackson. So they only beat Oklahoma by 1 point. Oklahoma has not been a very good team over the last several weeks. I think Kentucky's in big trouble. I know they play a lot better at home, but Auburn is the best team in the country. I don't even think it's that close. I know Alabama, I'd put them at probably 2, but I think this Auburn team's far and above the number 1 team in the country right now. I'll take them to cover the spread here. Minus 4.5 going up against the Wildcats. Next play, Texas Tech going up against the Kansas Jayhawks. Kansas Jayhawks are the only undefeated team remaining after Bill Self said that the new season started. So we are 2-0, beating Oklahoma State and Colorado. 2 of the worst teams in the Big 12. Now we have to go at home playing up against Texas Tech. I've got multiple numbers for this game. First thing we're going to talk about is the news. We have Darren Williams and Chance McMillan. Both of those guys are questionable in this game, both with, I believe, ankle injuries. If both of those guys do not play, the play will be Kansas minus 4.5. If both of those guys do play, I'm going to be taking Texas Tech with the points. I think the line is indicating that neither of them are going to play. So for right now, Kansas minus 4.5 is going to be the play. I made this graphic earlier. Both of them still coming into this game questionable. If they do not play, Kansas is the play. If they do play, Texas Tech wins this game outright. The numbers for Kansas, if you're wanting to back the Jayhawks have not been unranked a lot in their college basketball history. They've been unranked 24 times playing at home in their history. They are 22-2 on their home floor as an unranked going up against a ranked team. So if you're looking for trends, if you're looking for stats, history tells us that Kansas at least wins this game on the money line. I'm going to take a minus 4.5 if McMillan and Williams does not play for Texas Tech. But again, if they do play, I'm taking Texas Tech with the points for that one. Next play, Alabama going up against Tennessee. Alabama right up there with, Auburn as one of the best teams in the country. Tennessee, they've been up and down all season long. They've been good at times. They've been bad at times. They went on that Vanderbilt, Auburn, Kentucky losing streak. Then they lost to Kentucky once again. Now they're on a 3-game winning streak, beating Vanderbilt, good team, A&M, I don't even know anymore, and LSU, not a good team. Only beat LSU by 6 in the last one. The scoring could be a problem in this one for Tennessee. If they let Alabama make their threes, which, the Tennessee defense has been good this season, but the Alabama offense is an incredible monster. They don't get stopped a whole lot this season. They're scoring over 90-plus points per game. Best offensive team in the country. They play at a pace that is very hard to keep up with. Tennessee, if they're not scoring with them early, this one could get out of hand for them, especially if the defense can't get back and Alabama just runs all over them with the fast break. So I'm taking Alabama in this one with the points. I think they win this game outright against the Volunteers. Give me Alabama with the points as the play. Next play, A&M going up against Florida. This is the best play of the day. Florida coming off a devastating loss to Georgia. They were down by 26 points in that game. They came all the way back to leading by 1 point with 1 minute left. Forget the Blue. Blue is his name. I forget his first name. White kid from Georgia. That's my boy, Blue. Wow, what's his name? It doesn't matter. It's Kane Blue. Oli. And there it goes. Kane Blue made that three. Florida misses. Georgia gets the rebound, make a couple free throws, win the game. But Georgia almost let that one slip right out of their fingers. Florida, they still put up 85 or 83 points in that game against Georgia after putting up like 10 in the first 8 or 9 minutes of the first quarter, or first half, I should say. The Gators off of a loss is the play here. A&M, just like Tennessee, even worse than Tennessee, they go on these horrible scoring droughts. Wade Taylor had 18 against Tennessee. They only scored 69 points. Payne, who's usually not a great scorer for A&M, had 23 in the last game against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt beat them on their home floor. I just don't know about this A&M team. I love Buzz Williams. I love the defensive effort they usually give. The offense is just not clicking right now. I'm taking Florida minus 8.5. Going to be my best play of the day there. For the last play of the day, Big 12 again. Arizona going up against Iowa State. News in this one as well. We do have Curtis Jones back. I'm going to take him as a player prop. He was back in the last game, wasn't very effective, but you're not really effective after coming off an injury and in your first game. But Gilbert might be back in this one for Iowa State. If he is back, they have their two leading scorers back on the floor at home after a really, really disappointing month of basketball. They lost back-to-back games against Houston and Oklahoma State. That game against Oklahoma State, that can't happen. Iowa State's coming off of that loss. I think we see an energized building in this one. Arizona also coming off of that loss, going up against BYU, bounced back against Utah, but that BYU game was tough for them as well. This is a really good game for seeding in the Big 12 tournament. So I'm going with Iowa State here, minus 4.5. I think they're the better team. I think they're going to get healthy at the right time. They could be a wagon come March Madness as well, but I'm taking them minus 4.5 as the final play of the day. Let's go take a look at those player props for tomorrow. Johnny Broom's going to be the first player of the year. Don't care what anybody says about Cooper Flagg. This is the best player in college basketball right now. Cooper Flagg obviously going to be the number one pick in the NBA draft. Might be a superstar in the NBA. Johnny Broom's the guy for college. 18.8 points per game, 11 rebounds, 3.4 assists. He's a dominant defender, and he's a dominant rebounder. Coming off a game against Ole Miss, he shot 12 times. How many points did he score with 12 shots? 24. He got himself to the line 12 times, made 10 of 12 from the free throw line. That now makes back-to-back games shooting 10-plus free throws. That is very key for some of these player props. He scored 31 points in the last one against Georgia, 24 against Ole Miss. They're going to feed him in this game. They're going to feed him in this game. They're going to feed him in this game going up against Kentucky. There is nobody on this Kentucky Wildcats team that can stop him. Give me the over total points for Johnny Broom. Second play, Chaz Lanier. I said Tennessee struggles to score. This is usually not one of the guys that struggles to score. 17.3 points per game in the season. He plays a lot better at home versus away. Last home game was against Vanderbilt. 21 points, 9 of 16 from the field, only made 2 threes. That's a huge, huge thing for him because usually this guy camps out on the three-point line, which is why I'm going with the over 3.5 made threes. I think Tennessee will try to push the pace a little bit in this game. That could lead to some really good outside shots for Chaz Lanier with this Alabama defense getting back a little bit slowly. They don't play defense anyway. 340th plus in the country on the defensive side for Alabama. Chaz Lanier going to set himself up on the outside. All we got to do is knock down 4. Seems like a lot, but it really isn't. He had 8 threes against Texas A&M a couple games ago, knocked down 3 against LSU. He's been shooting a ton from the three-point line as well. 21 shots over the last 2 games. Give me the over 3.5 as the second player for the last play of the day. Curtis Jones, I just talked about him, 16.9 points per game from Buffalo. He has that MAC blood in him. First game back against OK State, trying to get the feet a little bit wet. 29 minutes against OK State, 2 of 8 from the field, only 11 points. Did get himself to the free throw line 8 times, but you could just tell he was struggling a little bit. He was not very comfortable out there. First game back from injury or second game back from injury. I think he's going to be a lot more comfortable in this game. Going to be back at home. He's going to have the home crowd behind him. He does play a lot better at home than on the road. Iowa State needs to look to him for the scoring production because over the last couple of games, they have not been scoring a lot of points. And with Curtis Jones and Gilbert out, that's where most of the points come from Iowa State. I think he will score a lot of points in this one, especially from the outside, going up against Caleb Love on the other side of the defense. Caleb Love's not going to play any defense. Curtis Jones, rise up, hit yourself a couple threes, get yourself over the total points. 14.5, 15.5, somewhere around there as the final play of the day. Let's go to that recap graphic for tomorrow. We're going to be going with Auburn. Minus 4.5 against Kentucky. I think they're the best team in the college basketball right now. Texas Tech plus 4.5 if Williams and McMillan play. If they do not play, I'm on the Jayhawks minus 4.5. Alabama with the points. I think they win that game outright. Florida minus 8.5. Best play of the day. I think A&M's a little bit dead right now. Florida coming off that loss. They're going to come out in this game and dominate. Iowa State -4.5 at home against Arizona. Curtis Jones over the total points. 14.5, 15.5, somewhere around there. We're going to go Johnny Broom over his total points going up against Kentucky, dominate down low. And then Chaz Lanier, I'm going to go over threes, not over points for that one, over his threes of 3.5 going up against Alabama as the final play of the day. God's going to do it. For the NCAA basketball picks and props for Saturday, March 1st slated games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please share, drop a like this video, and subscribe channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.